Let's just reflect a little bit on your last fight back in December. Cast your mind back for me. McIntryre fed us, win on points at Bournemouth. Yep. How do you reflect on it now you're at this stage?
I look back, obviously a long time ago. I'd have liked to have been a bit more active, if I'm honest. But as we know, fighters are struggling to be active these days. So it's one of them. But yeah, looking back, I think it's a good performance. He's a very, very tough man. I think I could have got him out of there with maybe if it was an 8-rounder or a bit more, but he's very, very tough. I hit him with everything, credits to him. He's super tough, and I'm happy with the performance. It was good to get the 6 rounds in, and yeah, ready to move on.
Bit of frustration that it was, after the main event. I know that you weren't necessarily told when you were going to be on, but would you have liked to have been part of the main card? Will you feel a bit deflated in, an empty arena? Do you feel like that affected you at all? Listen,
of course, you always want to be under the spotlights and you want to be part of these big nights and be on at prime time, but it doesn't always work that way. So it is what it is. At the end of the day, we've got to get in the ring. It's me and another man, and we've got to get the job done regardless. So it is what it is.
So you're fighting Joel McIntyre in Cardiff on the McCaskill Price undercard. Really nice little card out in Cardiff, boxer card. Talk to me a little bit about the event and Joel McIntyre for me.
I think it's going to be a great event in Cardiff, and I think it's a unification fight as main event. So I'm looking forward to that fight as well. I think it's a nice arena. I think it's going to be nice and filled in there, have a good atmosphere. And yeah, obviously I'm fighting Joel McIntyre, South Coast Derby, Saints, Portsmouth and all that carry on. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Good step up in opponent. I respect Joel Mack. He's been in there with all sorts of fighters. He's given some fighters mayhem on the night. He's very experienced. Yeah, former English champion. He's been around the block, and I know he's sparring Eubank for years, Billy Joe for years. He's done his fair share. Perfect sort of step-up opponent, and where I believe I'm going in my career, I should be coming through these fights in good style.
Just looking at his record, he's 20-8, an experienced operator, 36 years old. What attributes do you feel that you have that, maybe he doesn't, that you've got more of an advantage on him? Obviously age being one, but what do you make of him as an opponent? And obviously he's got the experience on his side.
I respect Joel as a person and as a fighter. As I said, he's been there, he's been around the block, he's won belts, he's lost belts, he's been in there with 2-time British champions and sparred all sorts of world champions, and he's done his fair share, so I can't do nothing but respect him. But I believe I'm a better fighter in every aspect, no matter every aspect. I've got youth on my side, I'm hungry, and every side of boxing I feel like I'm better, and where we believe I'm going in my career, we should be coming through these fights in good fashion. But of course I don't take my eye off the prize. I've got to stay switched on and I've got to do what I do.
And he's lost his last 4 fights. Do you feel like that will hinder him a little bit, lack of confidence? Maybe you feel like if you get him early on with a decent shot, that might, kind of set the tone for the fight?
I think so, as always, as it can. One punch can change any fight. You've got the little gloves on, you're under the lights, big crowd there. One shot can always change the fight. But listen, he's experienced. He's been there, he's done it, he's been rocked, he's been hurt, he's come back from that. He's knocked people out. He knows himself as well as I do. One shot can change any fight. So he's an experience. He would have been hurt before. He would have come back from being hurt. He would have been stopped before. So it's one of them. He's a very experienced man and I respect him.
How's your preparation been going for the fight?
Very good, very good. I've had a long camp. We was ready to fight from February. I mean, we thought we was fighting Ben Whittaker on February the 3rd, so we've been ready since then. We've obviously we've manipulated the camp right, so we've not overdone it. But we've had great sparring. I was up sparring Callum Simpson in Barnsley, Spider Richards at the McGuigan gym. We've been all over the country sparring Carol Tuma as well. So the camp's been brilliant. It's been great. And yeah, I'm ready to put on a performance. A career best performance incoming, trust me.
And we'll get on to Ben Whittaker, in a bit,
yeah.
But just to, also talk about, you want activity. Are you hoping that this is a start of, a busy 2024 for, going forward?
Yes, I believe it will be. I'm hoping to have 3 fights this year. God willing, we come through this fight, put on a great performance, both of us injury-free, get out of there safe, get back to our families in good stead. And then can push on and hopefully be out again in the summer. And I'm ready for some big nights. This is a great stepping stone. eight rounder now, so we're moving on, and after this I'd like to be in some sort of title fight, 10 rounder title fight. There's a couple of people there and I'm ready to push on.
You thought you were fighting Ben Whittaker on the 1st of February then. What happened there?
3rd of February,
3rd of February, what happened there?
Listen, I don't want to keep, I feel like I keep going on about him. I don't want to keep going on about him no more. He doesn't want to fight at the end of the day, and that's that. Sky tried to make it, Boxer tried to make the fight, and listen, they couldn't get him in the ring. We accepted it many times, so it's that's that, to be honest.
Sure. I mean, and from the perspective then of a light heavyweight looking at another light heavyweight, were you a bit more kind of encouraged to see him given a bit more of a test in his last fight against Leon Willings? You know, putting a decent, you know, at least it looked like a competitive fight compared to some of his previous ones, maybe.
It looked like a competitive fight, a very competitive fight, and Leon had 9 days' notice, so they had to give him 9 days' notice. It was very competitive, and I believe from that performance, it unravelled what I've been saying for months and months and months. Listen, don't get me wrong, I respect him. He's a silver medalist. He's done a lot for the sport. He's making a lot of money, and he's making a lot of views, and he's doing his job properly. And he's got all good people looking after him. Obviously, that's why they're keeping him away from someone like myself. But yeah, it was good to see him in the test, and I think people starting to see him. He's not what everybody makes out, you know.
Sure, and you know, is that something you'd still like to think can happen one day, a fight between the two of you?
I would love that fight. I would love that fight. As they know, they've offered it to me probably 10 times, 10 different dates. I've accepted it every single time. So they know as well as I do. Anytime, give us notice. Don't try to 9 days notice, because that's not going to happen. But my team's got more care for me than that. But yeah, I'll fight him anytime.
Any names in particular that you want to focus on? Obviously, you've got this big fight coming up on May the 11th.
Yep.
But is there anyone going forward that, you know, aside from obviously Ben Whittaker, that you'd really like to fight, you think would be a really good matchup for yourself?
I want to push on with my career, and we know the level that I'm at. So let's get this one out of the way first. As we said, come through healthy, both fighters, get a good win, put on a good performance, and then I want to push on. I want to push on for titles and elevate my career. So there's a few people in the division. We've got Ezra Taylor, Ben Whittaker. I would love any of them fights. And anyone that's going to forward my career, we know the level I'm at, and we want to show the world what I can do.
Just finally, Lewie, South Coast Derby, Southampton versus Portsmouth, yourselves versus Joel McIntyre. Do you feel like there'll be an added edge because of the location of you two guys?
Listen, we never want to lose anyway. It's not in my nature to lose, but let alone to a Pompey man. It's not happening. It's not happening, no way. It can't happen. So we're going to put on a good performance, and it will bring out that added edge, definitely.
Quick prediction?
Stoppage.
Stoppage.
Good
Nice.
stoppage. Violent stoppage, early, within 5 rounds. Remember I said that.
We will. Thank you very much, mate.
Cheers, thank you.